The year is 2023, and for better or worse, Harry Potter is back in the public discourse with a new game, and apparently the game is good. Cool. Anyway, I've been replaying Warhorse Studios' 2018 medieval RPG, Come Deliverance. But with my brain being bombarded by the constant Wizarding World references saturating my timelines, I couldn't help but notice that there are the bones of a really great Harry Potter game hidden in Come Deliverance. And I don't mean the literal bones of Harry Potter, which are also hidden in Come Deliverance. For the unacquainted, Kingdom Come is the story of Henry, the tender, unassuming son of a blacksmith whose Hamlet gets Age of Empires and whose empire gets Hamleted by a conquering force. After narrowly escaping death, Henry eventually becomes a messenger boy for his now displaced Lord Radzig, then a squire to an antagonistic blonde rich boy named after a medieval poultry dish, then eventually a man-at-arms helping to storm castles in an engaging hero's journey arc set against the backdrop of a medieval world which is meticulously rendered with jaw-dropping historical accuracy. The game has received criticism for a number of things, particularly for its combat system, which interviews indicate developers intended to be rewardingly janky, but for many people wound up just feeling normal janky. But despite its shortcomings, Kingdom Come is a beautiful game that I never regretted picking up, and all that really matters for the purpose of this video is that at one point in the story you go do a cheeky little Harry Potter-esque excursion, and I'll be thoroughly spoiling this one single sequence, okay? Cool. Basically, your journey brings you to a monastery on a hill. In my playthrough, I was extra familiar with the layout because earlier in the game I had passed the impressive building in the distance and briefly paused to rob it blind. And in my defense, I didn't realize it was a monastery until I noticed all the sleeping monks, but in my not defense, I did continue stealing after that point. Your goal as Henry is to eliminate a former bandit who is hiding out at the monastery. Hold up, first you have to learn how to read, because peasants can't read.
I'd like to learn to read.
Very well.
I've read the book.
Wonderful.
Your goal as Henry is to eliminate a former bandit who is hiding out at the monastery. You can do that by taking the place of an incoming monk initiate, infiltrating their ranks, living amongst them, and using social deduction to identify your target before finally taking him out, or helping him to fake his own death and disappear into the night. Alternatively, you can just kill the first guy you meet after you walk in the door, because the man who greets you in the secluded atrium after the initial ceremony is in fact your target. You can discreetly curb stomp him, dump the body, and be clip-clopping away on your stolen horse and your stolen armor before the monks can say, "Hey, somebody stole my horse and my armor!" But let's assume for a moment we don't do that. This easily skippable location contains a mystery, a schedule you need to at least give the impression you are adhering to as you solve said mystery, a alchemy class, where you learn how to make potions, plenty of sneaking around the grounds after lights out, eavesdropping on the private affairs and conversations of the teachers and guards in their off hours, also known as
some Harry Potter shit.
As I resisted the urge to conveniently eliminate him, my target handed me my schedule, then led me on a painfully slow foot tour of the building, and after giving in to my murderous urges one or two more times, I finally reloaded and began my education.
Today it's your task to concoct 2 potions to aid digestion.
The minigame you play to make recipes is great for the classroom setting. Often classrooms and games are just used as exposition dumps, the teacher's droll monologuing inevitably drawing towards the instruction, "So to do that, go over here and press A. Good job, now you can do that thing." The best part of the alchemy class was the sense that I was manually practicing and improving my technical ability with the skill. New recipes are rolled out on a day-to-day basis, but there are also other recipes you don't know.
That magic potion from the forbidden books. Do you share the recipe with me?
Old wives' ointment, which witches use upon the Sabbath, and therein damn their souls to the devil.
Sounds quite poisonous.
And it probably is.
There are also the strands of a narrative around the library, where you can make the jump to basic Latin, and if you're sneaking about it, glean helpful skill bonuses from the pages of forbidden texts. The library is sparser on content than the alchemy class, but the location is a nice dash of variety.
Talk to me.
And then we have the social element.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
The abbot of the monastery is old and ill, and there are the rumblings of who will replace him. There's a motley crew of minor characters, many of them suspects, present with their own backstories you can learn through casual conversation or espionage.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Some of them are chill, but there are a few who you're likely to have a semi-adversarial relationship with since they know your schedule, and unless you're really covert with your shenanigans, they will notice and confront you about suspicious activity.
This is your first warning. Don't do it again.
But don't let them make you feel like you're the only one with a secret, because every night after lights out in your overcrowded dormitory, they're in the basement being hypocrites.
To Abbot John. You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. Quite right, brother. Just sit down and drink with us. When their wine runs out, Yuruk will fetch more.
Learning more about these authority figures and having the chance to confront them with that information was a great side objective to accompany my careful snooping, and even if I didn't confront them, when I would pass them in the halls or get reprimanded by them from then on, my knowledge of their evening activities passively changed my perspective on our social dynamic in an interesting way.
The Circators go into the cellar at night to drink wine.
And he wants to be abbot. Hypocrite.
I was practically ready to enroll for another semester, and I was a little disappointed to find there wasn't one. But the point is, I played the monk part of the game, I got a Harry Potter vibe the whole time. There are no spells, no familiar characters, no mythical creatures. The only real crossover is the medieval school, the herbal mixtures, and the unwieldy robes, but I feel like there are parallels in the potential applications of Kingdom Come's various systems. I think for a lot of what I've mentioned here, it's pretty self-evident. While limited, the faculty and students' interwoven stories could easily translate to a longer, more focused narrative. But even Kingdom Come's polarizing combat system, where you use positioning and directional combos to perform special moves, may honestly be better suited to learning and casting spells. Give me a grounded, first-person look at old-school wizards and how they, magic their poop away. You could do that in the game. You can learn Poopus Awayus. Maybe not. There's very little chance of Warner Bros. Ever pivoting to something as grounded and gritty as Kingdom Come as a package for the Harry Potter franchise, but Kingdom Monk to Wizardance feels like the closest anyone has ever gotten to that. For the last part, I was going to see if someone had made some sort of mods for the game which I could use to flesh this idea out a bit more visually, but unfortunately, from what I can see, no one has done any sort of fantasy mod for Kingdom Come. And given the point of the game as being a grounded medieval adventure, I get why, but if that's your sort of thing, the demand is now here. I love you, and appreciate you, and if you let me shoot fireballs or do Poopus Awayus, I will love you even more. And that's the video. Hope it finds an audience. If it found you and you're still here, thanks for watching. New status reports on new games are on the way, and the review of Barotrauma 1.0 is up next, so stay tuned. But until next time, I'm Jamie. Thanks for watching Standard Gaming.
Poopus Awayus!
What the fuck are you doing?
It's the Harry Potter song in the background. It plays in the background.